First of all, there's something that I need to like either confirm or debunk right off the bat, because if this is true, I love you two till the end of days. When you were deciding kind of how to play these two brothers, these two twins, you looked at Beavis and Butthead?
It was discussed. Yeah.
With Sir Ridley Scott, in fact.
Ridley.
Ridley mostly just trusts actors and lets them go. He builds the environment so that it's fully living, breathing all around them, and then trusts, the actors to build the character. But I would say one of the few conversations we had was about a shared love of Beavis and Butthead and a slight relation and a little bit of these characters.
Your Majesties.
This is your gladiator.
It is. I have the trust of the Emperor.
It will clear my path to the throne.
How else did you guys maneuver when you were thinking about how to tackle these two?
I think it was more of a dynamic that we knew that we'd have to reach for both of us, whilst also kind of maintaining our own kind of independence in that.
Because they're real figures too in history.
Yes, yeah, they were real emperors, but I think Ridley kind of created this world which was kind of hyper real in a way. So it's like it was interesting to kind of reference the history and it was an amazing and beautiful story but we just had to kind of go into this environment and explore this kind of fraternal codependence.
When you fold in the aesthetic of the two, because you got the strawberry blonde hair, the makeup, all of that, how did that add to the madness?
I mean, they look totally unhinged, don't they? So that kind of makes it easier to not kind of scratch around for that. It was very clear, like with the amazing work that Janty Yates did on the costume, that a lot of the heavy lifting would be done for us in terms of the aesthetic. And it's also just very rare that you get to, stick a dress on and, overly have 10 rings on each.
Yeah.
It was madness. But great fun to kind of lean into the kind of the opera.
That's what Denzel said. Like, I got to put a dress on and go play every single day.
Yes.
You have something in you. Rage. Never let it go. It will carry you.
So what is it about Paul Mescal that made him the perfect pick as Lucius?
I think there's an integrity to the way Paul conducts himself in the world as well as he approaches his work. And I think to navigate an audience through this film, you've got to have an antagonist a protagonist, I should say, that is compelling. Yeah. And Paul has that for free. He's so talented and committed, and it was very inspiring kind of watching him. They were in Malta. They were in Morocco before we went to Malta, and kind of what they'd been through, the work that they'd done, himself and Pedro in Morocco, to kind of galvanize them and kind of fortify them to get into the Colosseum stuff. Yeah. So it was just, it was inspiring to watch Paul become this gladiator. Yeah. It's extraordinary.
Paul is so sturdy as an artist, and so I think Ridley understood that and felt that and knew that was key to making Lucius.
How did you master the laugh? Because the laugh, is kind of crazy in different parts. I'm wondering, did you try different ones? Was it just something that came out?
It's hard to. I feel that it's one of those things that comes from the character. Yeah. Where you, the time and the work beforehand ends up being, as Joe was saying, this work with the relationship and you're just finding all the details that inspire you, and then as you get closer to do it, right, things come out and but I'm glad that it resonated.
It definitely did. It definitely did. Joseph, you are having to compartmentalize in a lot of ways, because you were filming this big action blockbuster at the same time you're doing Fantastic Four. Now you're promoting this and you're still shooting Fantastic Four, correct?
Yes, correct.
So it's how has that been? Because you're also with Pedro in that as well.
Yes. Well, it's a treat getting to work with Pedro again.
Yeah.
He's a hilarious and wonderful friend. So that's it's always good going into an environment where there's a familiar face. I guess, yeah, compartmentalizing. We finished this. When did we finish this? Last year?
Coming up on
Christmas.
a year ago, yeah.
Had a little break, but yeah, it's good to be busy.
Well, you're in your action star era now.
I suppose so.
That's what the kids say.
Well, hey, there you go.
This is for the both of you guys. It's rage and vengeance that drives Lucius in this movie. What drives you in real life?
Same. What drives me? I think a combination of God, it's weird to put oneself under the microscope in that way, but I think kind of a combination of curiosity. I think in relation to work, and probably some fear as well. I think kind of you've got to be uncomfortable. I think in order to grow in this art form. Anyway, I think it's so. Yeah, curiosity, and then if I don't think if I'm frightened of doing something, I'm probably in a good place. It means I'm in the right place, I think. Yeah. What about you?
I agree that you want to find the things that you don't know if you can figure out, you don't know if you can manage. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's where new things arrive from. You know, that kind of leap is important for an artist. So I try and follow the fear a bit. And I think desire is a lovely force in art.
When you are one-on-one in a scene with the great Denzel Washington, do you have that exhale moment like, all right, here we go? Or what is that like for you when you know you're stepping into the arena, pun intended?
It was extraordinary. I don't think there was anything combative about it. Denzel is not he's very quick to he's a collaborator. He's a great scene partner.
I guess I'm asking more so because Paul was saying he was a little nervous even introducing himself.
Yes, I was certainly nervous to meet him, but in terms of working with him, it's amazing how collaborative, and not to say that that's a surprise. He's just a professional and a very inspiring one. But yeah, it's not every day that you're in a scene with him, so I was certainly nervous. Yeah,
and I think you paid homage to the madness that Joaquin brought in the first film very, very well. And I know that legacy kind of sat with you. Did it sit with you? Like that legacy that you had to maintain for this movie?
Yes, I think it's something that was driving us a little bit. We were mindful of it and inspired by his work that he'd done, but we knew that we'd have to try and claim this in our own way, in our own deranged way.
General Acacius, there are victories yet still to come.
Rome has so many subjects, she must feed them.
They can eat war!
I think knowing our love of the first one, it became a kind of bedrock that then we got to throw away.
Yeah.
Because knowing that it was fundamental meant that we could focus on what we needed to do, what was new and specific about this film. I just want to say, though, I love what you said about, going to the movie theater.
Yeah.
To see something on a big screen with your friends opening weekend. And I think Ridley makes epics, right? He makes movies that are meant to be seen on the biggest screen possible with the loudest sound.
Yes.
Tub of popcorn.
Yes.